What lessons did the Roman army learn from famous tactical defeats? Imagine fighting in ancient battles where your army is outflanked, surrounded, or forced into retreat. These moments of defeat taught the Roman military some of their most important lessons. When the Romans faced setbacks at battles like Trebia, Trasimene, and especially Cannae, they didn't give up. Instead, they learned and adapted, shaping their future tactics and strategies. These lessons helped turn Rome into one of the most powerful military forces in history. At Cannae, the Roman commanders Varro and Paulus pushed their troops forward without enough caution. They underestimated Hannibal's clever double envelopment tactic, which surrounded and destroyed a much larger Roman army. The lesson was clear: rushing into battle without proper reconnaissance and allowing the enemy to pick the battlefield can lead to disaster. From then on, Roman generals became more careful about choosing when and where to fight. Roman tactics before these defeats relied heavily on rigid formations like the three-line phalanx. After suffering losses, they shifted to more flexible formations called manipular formations. These divided the army into smaller units called maniples, which could move independently. This change made their armies more adaptable to different terrains and enemy tactics. Later generals like Scipio Africanus used these tactics to outsmart Hannibal, using pincer movements and coordinated attacks. Roman defeats also showed them they needed better cavalry. Their traditional cavalry was weaker than their enemies, especially the Carthaginians. So Rome invested in improving their cavalry forces and learned to use them alongside infantry. This allowed them to flank enemies more effectively and protect their own troops from enemy cavalry attacks. Another key lesson was the importance of patience and strategic thinking. Even after losing battles in Italy, Rome kept fighting. They avoided rushing into unfavorable fights and instead launched campaigns in Spain and Africa. This strategic patience wore down Hannibal's allies and resources, eventually leading to Rome's victory. The Romans also realized that complex tactics like feigned retreats required strict discipline and training. Their soldiers practiced these maneuvers repeatedly to maintain cohesion under pressure. When executed well, these tactics turned apparent retreats into traps for the enemy, giving Rome an edge in later battles. Learning from their enemies was another vital lesson. The Romans studied Hannibal's use of elephants and devised ways to counter them. They dug trenches, placed spikes, and even used pigs to frighten elephants away. These innovations showed how adaptable the Roman army could be when facing new threats. Finally, the Romans understood the importance of studying enemy strengths and weaknesses. Scipio Africanus improved on earlier failures by adopting more flexible formations, better cavalry use, and coordinated attacks. This approach helped Rome win decisive battles in Spain and North Africa, turning past defeats into future victories. In the end, each defeat was a stepping stone. The Roman army learned to be more cautious, flexible, and inventive. They trained their soldiers rigorously, improved their cavalry, and stayed patient in their campaigns. These lessons transformed their military into a force capable of overcoming setbacks and securing their place in history.